So, yeah, we're live now. Boom shakala.
And hopefully I'll sound a bit better.
Hopefully. There we go. Start train sim as well. Any second now it should be going live on YouTube, which I think it is. Hello everybody and welcome to the Welsh Highland Festiniog barn. I panicked. The reason I said barn then is because it reminds me of this Garrett that's on the Vale of Rydal right now. That's from Switzerland. Even though these are from South Africa, I believe. Well, they're British built, aren't they? Yeah, they are. British built, worked in South Africa, and are now back in Wales. You can download this and the Welsh Highland Railway and Festiniog Railway and all sorts of free DLC on UK Train Sim. The link is in the description below. And I have to say, sort of on my first initial impression, for something that's free, the DLC, the quality is awesome for something that is free. Have you seen these yet, Sam?
I've had a few sneak previews of them, but I haven't actually downloaded it and had a play with it yet.
Well, just sort of, we're on the Cobb at the moment, on the Festiniog Railway. I think they've sort of, Steve Pontin, a chap called Steve Pontin is the one who's made this route. And he's sort of made it before they did the extension at Porthmadog.
He made the locos as well and the stock for it.
Was it him or was it was all him, was it?
Well, it was a team effort between him and Backdated Train Sim. I believe he did all the actual models.
Yeah.
And Backdated Train Sim did the sounds.
Oh, right.
I'm not entirely sure the exact extent. They might have done similar scripting as well, but he can do it himself because he did. He did Latally Lynn as well.
Oh, right, yeah. That's right.
So it's the same guy that did that.
So right now I'm sort of stopped in a peculiar position at Porthmadog station because in real life right now we would actually be in the Welsh Highland Railway's platform, but this era of the route that hasn't yet been built. So here's some of the other locos that you can get, all free from UK Train Sim. There's Prince, which is actually, I only just downloaded it just now. It actually is quite a decent model. Grito Mart. Again.
I've reskinned that.
You reskinned it?
I have reskinned it to Una from the Welsh Slate Mining Museum.
Oh, nice. It's a really cute little engine. It dates back to like the very first days of Railsim, I think.
Yeah.
It was one of the first locos that you could actually get that wasn't standard gauge. I think it was actually the first loco.
And it still holds up pretty well to say it's freeware.
Exactly, you know, it's not a bad little loco considering that it's freeware.
Yeah. What bugs me about the Steve Pontin stuff is photorealistic textures, but the actual models themselves are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just personal opinion. I don't like,
this Taliesin. I'm just showing everybody each loco at the moment. Like, yeah, some of the textures are a bit meh, but, you know, for freeware stuff, can't really complain. Oh, I just stopped very quickly. Oh! I just looked at something. There's actually little chains between all these narrow gauge wagons. So when you start giving power, they just sort of buff up together. Ooh. Bang, bang, bang.
Might have to have a go on this. I've not been on this route yet.
It's a really nice little route, actually. I've driven the gravity train. Medrin Emrys, whatever you say, however it is.
Yeah, I've got the locos and route. I've just never had a chance to drive them. That can be tonight's. Because
I believe the Welsh Highland Railway, it was opened in like 1912 1923 and then closed by 1937. So,
Oh, apparently I'm a bit loud.
you're loud. Alright, let me just open Discord and I'll turn you down a bit. Well, your volume is normal. I'll put you down to 50%.
Okie dokie.
So let's see it. Okay, people in the chat, let us know how... Oh, God. Hang on, I need to bring up the stream. People in the chat, let us know how Sam's voice is now. Because it might also be my microphone's a bit low.
Yeah.
That also might be a problem. Let me bring up the streaming to... No, my mic settings are at full, I believe.
Yeah, so Top Hat Fellow, is that any better for you? Now we wait.
There, microphone 150. Apply. Let's see if that makes any difference. And maybe that's made some difference, I don't know. We'll see.
Aye. Top Hat Fellow says, Reese, most of these might have their handbrakes on.
Well, I would expect they do. Right. Oh yeah, I'm driving Earl of Merioneth, which has now been withdrawn. It's fascinating, I think, that in terms of locos, especially like Welsh Highland Railway, we've reached a stage where locos have been built in preservation, have worked all their lives in preservation, and are now actually being withdrawn from service. Which is actually, you know, it's quite a fascinating thing if you think about it, considering that's what the preservation movement was set up to sort of combat against.
Yeah,
to a degree.
But it's funny though, because, I mean, a lot of these locos that are in preservation have actually now worked more time in preservation
than they ever
did in
real,
service.
Yeah, in real life.
You know, I mean, a lot of the locos that we see around today were built in sort of the 1920s onwards.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're now 2018. A lot of heritage railways are either, you know, 50 plus years or getting that way. So it's getting to the point where a lot of locos and stock are now, you know, worked more in preservation than in service.
Okay, I just realised I probably should have been going 5 miles an hour over this bit of road. There's this tramway section, isn't there? Where you've got to go over this bridge, which is like really an interesting bit of civil engineering, because it's a road bridge. It was always a road bridge. And they just said, let's put a Garrett on it and see what happens. You know? And then they basically sort of go through a superstore car park to get onto the Welsh Highland Railway's alignment. So I have actually been on the Welsh Highland Railway once. Only one time. And it's just... This bit of Porthmadog is just such a workaround. You know, it's like, how did they even achieve it? It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant that they've achieved it. That they managed to connect Porthmadog with the rest of the Heritage Railway. Because otherwise they'd have had to build like a brand new station, which would have been, you know, in a small town already, it would have been a pain in the arse.
What I want to know is, will we ever see Russell made in game?
I think we probably will. I think, because we've already seen most of the other Welsh Highland and Festiniog trains.
Yeah.
Like
I spoke to Mr. Ponton about it, and when I spoke to him, he said he doesn't have any plans for it, but that doesn't necessarily mean he won't do it.
I think he kind of has to. If he's gone to the expense of making this.
Yeah, well, I think, again, because he does it all as freeware, you know, he just does it as a hobby.
Oh, he's not obliged to. I'm not saying he's obliged to, but...
Oh, no, but it's, you know, it's different doing it as a hobby to doing it as paid work. You know, when you do it as a hobby, you can do whatever you want, and you don't have to worry about it. But when you do it for paid work, you sort of...
You're committed to
you
certain,
have to be,
like, criteria, aren't you?
You have to be more careful, and you have to target certain audiences.
I mean,
but
for
yeah,
a
I
piece
think
of freeware, this is an exceptionally detailed route.
Yeah.
And I've always had like different criteria when judging freeware stuff.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't just sit there and say, oh, it needs to have this, it needs to have that, because it's a different set. It's just, you know, you can't really compare it to purchasing something.
Yeah, it's a whole different level of detail, and I mean, sometimes it can be better. You know, because if you're doing it as freeware, you're not necessarily constrained by, you know, the same time limits and all that like you are for payware stuff.
I'm crossing the main line.
But it can also mean that, you know, you're limited by what you can do, because you don't want to pour a load of money into something you're not going to make any money off.
Yeah. And I'm just passing the Welsh Highland Heritage Railway site.
Yeah, so, Rhys, can you explain the difference between the Festiniog Welsh Highland Railway and the Welsh Highland Heritage Railway?
Right, well, I was actually looking this up on Wikipedia not long ago.
I've had a quick look at it, and it seems to be a bit
politics.
confusing.
Yeah, it seems to be politics. For example, you know, the Welsh Highland Heritage Railway sort of set up their bit of track, and they bought Russell. But then the Festiniog line thought, oh, we're going to have a piece of that. And to kind of block the Welsh Highland Heritage Group from competing with the Festiniog line, they planned to buy the track bed of the entire Welsh Highland. Now, this information was all sort of private until it went public, and when it went public, it kind of caused a lot of bad feeling.
Yeah.
And I don't really blame them for that. It was a bit of a shitty thing to do, if I'm honest. You know, I mean, especially in the days of we're trying to save the railway heritage. You know, it seems like quite a crappy thing to do.
Aye, but que sera.
Yeah, but it seems that they've worked it all out, because there's, you know, connection to the network, and I think only a few days ago that they ran Russell all the way up to Beth Gelert. So
yeah,
it's just one of them things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going way too fast, but meh.
Time is money, and time is speed.
Speed equals distance divided by time. Equals cash.
Or does it?
No, it doesn't actually.
Because isn't it actually velocity divided by...
No.
Velocity is
different than speed.
Yes, it is.
But I can't remember why.
Speed is a scalar, I think, is the correct term. Or is it velocity? Let's just... No. Oh, Christ, this is taking me back to GCSEs. But yes, in short, speed is the value of distance travelled, and velocity is the direction. So if you go around in a circle, then because your start point and end point are the same, your total velocity goes around to 0, I believe.
Okay.
But you might go around it at 10 miles an hour. So your speed is constant at 10 miles an hour, but your actual velocity is 0. Something like that, anyway. That was the worst explanation of that I have ever given.
Probably.
But it's fine.
People are saying it's not Mallard. Really, this narrow gauge Garrett is not Mallard. No way. I never would have guessed that. Alright, I might be going a little bit too fast, but you know.
Do you want me to paint it LNER Garter blue and stick some streamlining on it for you?
Yes, we need Garter blued Garrett.
Right, let me go find someone to make me a child object.
It needs the plaque as well, the 126 mile an hour plaque. This Garrett on this day achieved at 126 miles per hour on Stoke Bank. Well, actually on the Aberglasslyn Pass, as it hurtled out of control down the cliff.
Right, so let's get an email sent off to a few really important people who supposedly know what they're on about that loco I mentioned earlier.
Oh my god, there's 91 people watching. God, there's more people watching now than, like, the times when I've actually advertised these live streams. So do all that advertising. Oh, by the way, talking of advertising, on Friday at 7 PM, I will be doing a live stream of the upcoming rebuilt Patriot pack from Bossman Games. Product placement right there.
The funny thing is, you can actually call it a Patriot this time.
I know, I kept in the last stream that I did, I kept calling it a Patriot, and it wasn't even a Patriot. I bet you will get to Friday, I'm going to call it like a coronation or something.
Ooh, speaking of coronations, have I sent you that coronation Scott reskinner we're working on?
I'm not 100% sure.
I'll have to have a look at that and send you that. It's the streamlined blue set.
Oh, right.
Full 9 coach set. I need to mess around with the physics on the loco though to make it actually work properly. They tried doing a bit of advanced scripting with it.
Oh, yeah.
For the injectors, but unfortunately it didn't work very well, so it just mucks it up.
Yeah.
So whenever you try injecting, it just uses way more steam than it should do, so it's impossible to keep the reg open and inject.
I'm not even sure which station this is, but it's on a major gradient at the entrance. I think that needs to be eased a little bit, because it's... I think that would actually snap couplings if you really tried to do it. It's a shame as well that this route they haven't got the unique Welsh Highland Railway signals.
Yeah, but again, if you want working signals, it requires a fair bit of complicated scripting.
Yeah.
So it's a shame, but it's
Oh no, it doesn't stop me from enjoying this route. In fact, 8 coaches is actually a reasonable length train. I think I could have got 9, but anything longer would have been a bit too much.
Yeah. Everyone's saying you've gone into the wrong platform.
No, I haven't.
Now, is there something I don't know about Welsh Railways where
you're
supposed to go on the right instead of the left?
They're right, actually. Yeah, they are right. I was supposed to go on the left-hand side. Sorry, the right-hand side. It's a narrow gauge thing, I think.
Huh.
Yeah, they're right. I've completely gone into the wrong platform.
They're right, you've gone left.
Yes. Wait, what are we doing?
Right, we're going
right.
left.
Left like we're going right, or right like we're going left?
Right, we're going left. No, right, you've gone left, but you need to go right. Right?
Yeah, right, okay, I'm going left. Right?
I don't know anymore.
I don't even know where I am. I actually, for one of my birthday presents, my wife bought me a ride on the Welsh Highland Railway, and we had seats in the Pullman observation coach. The only problem is our seat in the Pullman coach was next to the coal bunker of one of the Garretts. Which was a real shame, because as much as I enjoyed the thrash going up the Aberglasslyn Pass, it was basically just the view of a coal bunker the whole way, and I was like...
The rear end of a coal bunker.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it sounded spectacular, but it would have been nice to have seen the Aberglasslyn Pass, in all its glory.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm going to do it again one day, I think. Right. Golden Eagle Studio says, it's nice to see you guys tackling one of the best Welsh narrow gauge lines in Train Sim. You guys heard that Russell made her way to Beth Gellert for the first time in 80 years. Yeah, I did actually. We mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
This Garrett, I really am impressed by this. It's all free, but you can see how enthusiastic that they've been in making it.
I think that's something that's important from developers for Train Sim. They've got to have a passion for it.
Yeah.
There's no point making stuff in Train Sim just for the sake of money, because it doesn't work. The quality it's just not as good. You've got to really enjoy it and want to put the time and effort in to make it the best it possibly can be.
Well, that's the thing with Chris of Caledonian Works. He only sticks to stuff. Not always. He has done other companies. It's not fair to say that he always does. But you can see how much passion and how much energy he puts into it because he enjoys it.
Yeah.
And that really shows in the quality.
Yeah, why he's done so many Caledonian engines, you know, it's because it's, you know, he likes Caledonian engines and he wants to see him in train sim. So if he wants to see them in train sim, he's happier to make them.
For some reason, my tender water level is showing 0 gallons. And my coal level is showing 0.
Okie dokie. So, Reese is about to run out of fuel. And that concludes the live stream. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
I don't understand how... Because I can... Let me just try shoveling. Yeah, I've got coal.
It could just be...
the fire mass is increasing.
Is the Garrett split into...
Yeah, in 3 parts.
Parts. Yeah. Now, it could be something to do with the scripting for that.
I gotta slow down to 10 miles an hour for the crossing.
Golden Eagle Studios. Both me and Reese have the Talyllyn Railway. However, James Horrocks of the Rustic Engine Man and Locomotive something or other Majigimabobs, whatchamacallits, is working on a new version.
Good product placement, Sam.
Yeah, if you can find his name after that description, I'll be impressed.
I've stuck the injector on, so we'll see if we get any water in the boiler. You know, for a piece of free DLC, this is, you know, spectacular. There is water as well, so we've got water and we've got coal. It's just showing 0 on the doobie. What's it? If I press F4, no, it doesn't make a difference. Oh, it does actually. We've got 1,785 gallons and 7.8 tons of coal. So, yeah. Go figure. And you know what else I love about this is that I've been driving along for a few minutes now, and I've not been blowing off all the way like a lot of DLC I've got. Like, there's a lot of locos, you start going and instantly you're blowing off and you just spend the first 20 minutes time of actually driving just blowing off.
Yeah.
Because I guess it's set up so that you're, like, ready to pull a real heavy train. Oh,
yeah, it's... You want to keep the pressure sort of the highest you can get without the safety valves feathering.
Yeah.
But the issue is with train sim, if you want to maintain a good steam generation rate, often that means you're just wasting steam by blowing off all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's actually harder in train sim to keep enough steam to run and not blow off than it is to actually fire it well.
Yeah. I'm shoveling like mad there because we're coming up to the Aberglasslyn Pass. And if I remember correctly, this is where it starts getting really steep. So we'll be really taking the weight. Although I don't think this narrow gauge Garrett is going to struggle, to be honest.
It shouldn't do. It's, you know, it's kind of designed to do exactly this.
So if anyone in the chat has any history on these locos, because I am absolutely fascinated by them. You know, how the Welsh Highland and Festiniog line have bought all these locos, repatriated them. And I think some of them are privately owned, actually. I'm also eating Maltesers.
I'm jealous now.
Well, if I could send you Maltesers digitally, I would.
You can do. It's called PayPal.
Oh.
You can go online shopping and order me some Maltesers.
Oh, okay. I'll order you a set of Maltesers and I'll have them delivered.
Excellent. I expect Amazon's next hour drone delivery service.
Oh, drone delivery.
The future is now.
I cannot wait for drone delivery because I'll be like, yay, I got a free drone, and then they'll be like, no, you haven't.
What will it be like flies or bees or butterflies or any form of insect when it flies into your room, and then despite the window being wide open, it can't get back out? Is this the future? Can we have drones just bashing into the window trying to get out, even though the one right next to them is open?
It's exactly going to be like that.
That's it.
Like drones, they turn up and they go, oh, can you help me get out? No. Open the window. No, I can't. It's too big to go through the window. What the hell?
Please, let me out. Let me out. I want to break free. What?
Talking of that, I went to see the film Bohemian Rhapsody.
Ah. Any good?
Very, very good.
I will have to go and see that at some point. It's on my watch list.
If anyone in the stream is a fan of Queen, I strongly urge you to go and watch Bohemian Rhapsody. Now, I was worried it was going to be, like, I don't know, a bit of a letdown, because I spent all my childhood watching Queen playing live, all the DVDs, I learned how to play drums from watching Queen live in Wembley.
Yeah.
That's how dedicated I was. I must have watched that show about 500 times.
Well, isn't that still dubbed as the Wembley performance? Wasn't that dubbed as the best live concert ever?
The Live Aid.
Yeah.
That was their sort of comeback gig. They'd had like a hiatus, and when they came back, it was for Live Aid. And yeah, it was like the week before Freddie had been diagnosed with having AIDS. And it's so sad. It is such a good film, but it doesn't like overly focus on just one person. It tells the whole story.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good.
Like it is about the whole band. It's not just like Freddie Mercury and Queen. It's. I mean, obviously, what happened to him is important part of the story. But it doesn't. It's not like only about Freddie.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah.
But yeah, the music and the way the actors are is just spectacular. And when they do the gig for Live Aid at the end, where they've recreated not the full performance, but like key moments.
Yeah.
You just really felt like it was the real thing. It wasn't like this,
yeah, I was gonna say, I think I've seen some reviews for it, and people they've actually put the footage from the real concert next to the film, and it's almost identical.
No, honestly, you wouldn't tell that it was made like this year. Like the way that the whole recreated set for the Live Aid stage was done. Oh, it was just amazing. So good. It's so well done. I think it's one of the best sort of musical film. It's not musical, but musicians film or film about a band that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the Garretts. We've almost
more
got
product placement.
I know, right? So for the people who've just joined us, we got 97 people watching. Go and download the Welsh Highland Railway. It's in the description below. You'll need a UK Train Sim account. It's probably easier just to buy the premium account. It just makes your life a lot easier if you get the premium account, because then you don't have to sit in the queue waiting, and it's only £2.50 for a 1 month subscription.
Yeah, having used UKTS a lot for MSTS stuff, because I only transitioned to Train Sim in 2015. Before that I was on MSTS.
Still amazes me that.
It's a great site, and there's a lot of stuff on there, but honestly, just have a look through it, find stuff you want, bookmark it all, make a list, and then get a membership and just binge download it. Because if you want to download it without a membership, it's doable, but it's an absolute pain.
Well, I mean, each individual file that you have to download
takes a few hours.
It takes like a good 30 minutes sitting in the queue waiting for it, and then when you download it, it's like, oh, you might have to refresh your page or something.
Yeah, if that's another thing. If you don't click the update button on the page, it can crash on you.
Yeah.
So if you don't keep updating it, it'll stop updating, and then you'll lose your place in the queue.
I think we're about to start hitting the hill.
Ooh.
And we all know how good I am at hill climbing. Yep, I think we are actually on the hill. What's the gradient? 1 in 65! Boom shakala! Dampers open, blower on. We're gonna need some steam here, lads. Not really sure what a good sort of fire mass is. Oh, we are! We are really starting to climb now. Finally, I can just actually drive without having to... It's one of the irritating things, is like you reach the speed that you want and then you basically have to sit with 0 reg, otherwise you just overspeed all the time.
Yeah, see, this is why I like trolley fodders routes and the Worth Valley, because...
You have to work up.
You know, it's pretty much all uphill in one direction, and when it's all uphill in one direction, it means going one way is incredibly boring, but going the other way, you can thrash the loco the whole time without having to, you know, just coast.
Yeah. This is such a good piece of DLC. I strongly reckon that you could, you should go and download it, everybody. And send a message to Steve Pontin when you do. Just say thank you very much, sir, for an absolutely spectacular route, for a spectacular piece of DLC, all the locos to go with it, and more to come. And backdated train sim as well, I believe.
On the note of that, I would say don't just spam him with email saying thank you for good stuff.
Well, yeah, maybe,
you know,
perhaps do it on the Facebook page or
yeah,
something.
I'd recommend leaving comments on the actual download for the route, or on Backdated Train Sim's Facebook page to pass on. Because it's not great if you suddenly get your inbox flooded with, you know, 90 odd messages all saying thank you for good stuff.
Yeah, but everybody's going to go, yeah, well, the Angry Welshman said...
Yes, but they shouldn't really listen to you, and if they haven't learnt that by now, I mean,
you know, it's been a few years of, you know, people should not be listening to things I tell them. Go and jump off that cliff. Stab somebody in the eye with a screwdriver.
It's like your parents saying, if the Angry Welshman told you to do it, would you? And the people turn around and go,
yes.
Yes!
Of course we would.
So on that note, go get some sausage wine.
Yeah, we all need sausage wine. Actually, we're in North Wales. What's like the regular drink of North Wales? Slate wine, is it?
I don't know. You're Welsh.
Yeah, but I'm from a different part of Wales. This is North Wales. They're like...
I'm not even
the
from
real
the same
sheep
country.
shaggers. They're the real sheep shaggers.
So I'm surprised people don't make more jokes about that for Yorkshire.
Don't worry.
I mean, if you've ever been to Yorkshire, you will see there are a hell of a lot of sheep in Yorkshire. I mean, they don't outnumber the people 3 to 1, but there's still a lot of sheep.
I just got a guard's whistle.
Ooh.
I didn't even ask for it. And the level crossing sounds. Probably should be at 5 miles an hour going across this level crossing, but meh. We're on a very steep gradient, so we gotta be careful. Going up the Aberglasslyn Pass. It's nice that I could stick the blower on just to make the steam generation rate go up just that little bit, you know. All that.
Yeah.
You don't need to have it like full blast. You could just raise it just enough to keep making steam. Going up the Aberglasslyn Pass. We're going into the first tunnel. There, I have the blower on full here. Actually, I'll stick an injector on. I do like the whistles as well. Oh, it's dark in this tunnel. I'm getting frightened. I'm sitting in the Pullman observation coach now, looking out the back. Okay, granted, I expect that this train set is probably the wrong way round. But meh.
Yeah, it'll be right.
It'll be alright.
The good old Yorkshire saying, when something goes wrong, or some form of panic starts, be right.
Alright, we're out of the first tunnel. Going into the second.
No.
I don't think I've actually driven this part of the route before.
I've never driven the route at all. In fact, I've never even been on the Welsh Highland Railway. I've done the Festiniog a few times, but never made it to the Welsh Highland.
It is expensive.
Yeah.
Like, a return trip for me and my wife was like quite a lot. It was, I think, because we went Pullman class, it was £150 each.
Yeah.
For a return trip. But then if you go scum class in the normal coaches, I think it's still like 45 quid for an adult or something.
Yeah. Mind you, I wonder if they have, I wonder if they're part of the Railway Volunteers Agreement.
Oh, the Heritage Railway Association.
No, there's an agreement between a lot of heritage railways, and it's not all of them, but there's quite a lot of the major ones on there, where, you know, on most heritage railways, working volunteers and members get free travel on the heritage railway they volunteer on.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of railways have a reciprocal travel agreement.
Yeah.
There's a list of it on all participating railways should have a list of them somewhere. But essentially what they'll do is if you're a working member on one railway and you go for a day out on another railway, you'll be able to get free or discounted travel on their railway too.
Oh, yeah.
So it's sort of, you know, it's encouraging heritage railway volunteers to travel around and see other railways and see how they operate and how they differ.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things that I love is going to a heritage railway, you know, for a full day out, have a good look around, enjoy a ride on there, take a load of photographs, get shouted at for taking said photographs, you know.
Get shouted at for wearing a high-vis vest on the platform.
Yeah, you know, normal stuff.
Yeah, one I like for that is Ravenglass and Ester Railway, because it is pretty much in the middle of nowhere. What I normally try and do is, every summer I try and go up there for a week, and I spend a week, you know, just volunteering in whatever department. But it's good experience to, you know, see how different railways do things differently.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, meet people who, you know, share the hobby but work in different ways. You know, I mean, Ravenglass, for me, being 15-inch gauge when I'm used to standard gauge, it's something a bit different as well.
Yeah.
You know, but the people up there are all brilliantly friendly, they're all really welcoming. And, you know, the volunteering system at Ravenglass is different to other railways, because you don't need to be a member of the railway to actually volunteer there.
Oh, right.
You just have to fill out all the paperwork, which essentially says if you injure yourself, you're not going to sue them.
Well, I can't see that lasting long, but yeah.
Well, that's not all of it, but you know, it's essentially a health and safety brief and all that sort of stuff, just to make sure they're covered, you know, in case you do anything silly. But no, it's a really, really nice railway to volunteer on.
What speed limit am I on? Oh, 10. I'm going 13. Speed limits are more of a guideline here, I think. That's what I've been told on the Welsh Highland. They're more guidelines than rules.
Yeah, but isn't that the case for any heritage railway? I mean, let's be honest, does anyone know a heritage railway that's limited to 25 mile an hour that has never once gone over 25 mile an hour?
Oh, every single one. Even though there's like videos of it doing about Mach 1 on the high-speed section, you know. Clearly it's redlining at 25.9.
Yeah, I remember one time on Nunlo, we had a Worth Valley driver on, and because Nunlo's supposed to be limited to 15 mile an hour due to how much it wobbles, he got on and he goes, I don't know what 15 mile an hour looks like, because he's that used to going at 25, and because it doesn't have a speedo on.
Well, what can you do?
Well, fortunately, we had a rather clever bit of kit, because we had a little digital sort of GPS speedometer. So we just stuck that to the cab front by the driver's window. But it was really fascinating watching them drive the loco then, because they managed to get it set so that it was travelling at 15 dead on for virtually the whole trip.
The thing is, when people say about GPS for speed or determining speed, I get so triggered. So triggered by that.
It's not that accurate.
It's not accurate at all, because it's based on past information.
Yeah.
It does position calculations, and it calculates the speed between two previous positions, and that's what your current speed is. So already, as soon as it displays the speed, it's wrong.
Yeah, but it's good enough for a heritage railway.
I mean, if you're not after rocket science, then yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But
no good for anything accurate.
I mean, we use it on the ships for determining your speed over ground. But
yeah.
Again, it's an indication. You can't say that it's accurate. It's just an indicated speed over ground. But it's good enough. And I mean, if it's the way I look at it, when I was at sea, I was like, if you're doing 20.2 knots over the ground, but your GPS says you're doing 20.3, then I'm not going to cry about it,
Yeah.
Because it's not that accurate, but oh well.
Are you struggling a bit here, Reese?
No, I'm trying to keep it at a realistic speed at 5 mile an hour. I keep going too fast. Oh no, I can actually do 10 here, so I can speed up a bit. I don't know why it went down to 5. It was through the tunnel. What station is this? Beth Garrett. So I guess this is where Russell ran to.
Aye.
It doesn't look like.
Wasn't there something about Russell? They tried converting it to run on the Festiniog, but the loading gauge was too big for Russell. On Russell, rather.
Was it?
So yeah, it couldn't actually fit on the actual Festiniog route past certain points because it had just hit everything.
Oh.
There's some photos of it with a cut down cab and everything to try and fit.
Blimey. I never knew that they'd actually tried. I didn't think they would even try to run it on the Festiniog because it's owned by the Welsh Highland Heritage Railway.
Yeah, well I think this was pre-preservation.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I'll see if we can find any images of it. Oh, there we go, straight away. But yeah, at one point it had all its wheel arrangement adjusted as well because it kept derailing. I'll stick it in the voice call chat on Discord.
I'm going to see if I can take on coal and water here. Now I think the water goes in the forward tender. Brakes on.
But yeah, it had a cut down chimney, cut down fittings and everything. So it could squish under all the bridges. But I think it still ended up being too wide or something like that. But yeah, I think Russell has got to be one of the most handsome looking narrow gauge engines there is.
It is a stunner, isn't it? I really want to get the roundhouse model of it.
Yeah.
In SM32.
Do you want to know why it's so nice?
Why is that? Is it Hudswell Clark?
It's not, but it's a Hunslet, so it's literally built next door to Hudswell Clark.
Just up the road. Is that like Hudswell Clark's little brother or something?
No, Hudswell Clark is actually Hunslet's little brother.
Oh,
Eventually,
right.
Hudswell Clark became a part of Hunslet's.
Oh, right.
They took over, but if you have a look at the austerity designs,
oh crap!
you know, But Hoodswell Clark made a lot of austerities and that, and there's a few pages somewhere explaining the whole history, and it's pretty complicated. But in short, they started off with Hunslet's and Hoodswell's being separate companies, but they were built on the same site.
Yeah.
And then eventually, Hunslet's took over Hoodswell Clark. So I think the steam.
Oh no!
Part of the business was passed on, and then
I think somebody just arrived.
No one is here. No.
Mr.
No
Big
one.
Trees.
No one's here.
Who the fuck is Mr. Big Trees?
Mr. Littlewood.
Oh. James said he wasn't going to join us because he's too good for freeware stuff.
Well, me and Rob just played PUBG for an hour, so.
Yeah, Rob did message me asking if I wanted to play PUBG, but I'd already committed to this live stream.
Yeah. Well, you're just a bit of a wanker, really, aren't
I'm
you?
also a bit of a wanker, yeah, that's right. You know, if Rob had messaged me like 20 minutes before and said PUBG, I probably would have played. But because nobody said anything... Ow.
I've just when you get the chance, Reese, I guess you can't when you're streaming. Oh, actually no, fuck it, I'll send it you on fucking Facebook. Fuck it.
Fucking Facebook.
There you go.
Fucking fuck it.
Yep. I've just sent you a photo of the best canal boat ever.
The best canal boat. I'm intrigued. Oh my god, that is amazing!
Isn't it great?
That is awesome!
It's amazing.
That is the best thing I've seen all day. I want to buy a canal boat just so I can do that. For the 89 people watching the stream right now, someone has converted a canal boat to look like a U-boat, and it is amazing.
Yeah.
That is epic.
To T-Bone asking, the Longmore Military Railway is already a route in Train Sim. You can get it from UK Train Sim, and it's a pretty decent route.
I don't think I've actually downloaded it.
It's fucking huge.
Yeah, it's a pretty big route.
But what about the route?
It's decent.
Yeah, the route's pretty big too.
Oh, okay.
Not as big as my penis, but it's still pretty big.
Talking of penises, James, I went to see Bohemian Rhapsody.
How did you get penises from that?
Do you really need to ask?
Apparently he does, because he did ask.
Don't tell me, I don't want to know.
What, Freddie Mercury? Penises? Oh god, have I got to explain?
No, don't. Just don't even try.
He was quite well known for his, you know...
flamboyancy.
His lifestyle choices, shall we say. He didn't really keep it a secret.
I've just been watching back a tiny bit of the stream just now to see
I didn't do it.
To see what my voice sounds like on stream, and it's strange. Through Discord, it sounds quite like cheap and a bit like peaky and stuff, which is odd because when I actually record properly, it sounds awesome.
Maybe it's just the internet quality.
Yeah.
Do we actually have someone in the stream called Brian Pania?
No. Now we get to play the game of how many people in the stream are actually using real names and how many are just naming themselves after various trains.
Oh. Well, you're telling me that
There's a Pendennis Castle.
You're telling me that Brian Pania is not his real name?
I'm saying it would be incredibly coincidental if it was.
Because I'm literally going to go change my name by default to Pania right now. Reese Pania.
Reese Pania.
That's how legendary I am.
Coal Tank instead.
Coal Tank?
Reese Coal Tank.
Reese Coal Tank. No, if it's anything, it's got to be Great Western.
Yeah, but London North Western.
Well, yeah, I suppose. Some LNWR. Talking of that, I found one of my books which I was using for research on the LNWR in South Wales. And you know I was talking to you about this map of like LNWR routes with GWR running powers and stuff?
Yeah.
I found it. It's in that book.
Ah.
And there's a large number of routes which are either GWR or LNWR, but both companies have got running rights. So
Yeah.
it's quite
So
bizarre.
essentially joint lines.
Effectively, yeah.
Yeah.
And in that
in
part
that
of
case,
South Wales, there was loads of them.
Yeah, in that case, writing it into Over the Hill should make a lot more sense, and it should work okay then.
Yeah, I think it will work perfectly.
Yeah, I just wanted to try and check it because it just seemed a bit odd that you would have two completely different railway companies in such a close proximity to each other.
That's the thing about South Wales, is it was like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hang on. I got a mouthful of Maltesers.
I'm still waiting for my drone delivery.
It's on its way. The first one crash landed on a nuclear power plant.
No. Not again.
Again.
Is this going to be content related to the new Gary the Steam Engine roof?
What, the drone flying into a nuclear power plant?
Yeah, horrible nuclear spillage that the drone lands in.
Crash lands in the Hornby factory in Margate, lands on the Fowler tank, creates a nuclear radiated one, which becomes Freddy.
Like a nuclear radiated drone. Fowler.
That's already been done, the nuclear drone, in Japan.
But will it be able to get out of windows?
I think my cylinder was just spazzing out. I don't know if anyone in the stream can see that. Watch the right hand cylinder on the forward bogie now when it comes around the corner. Because it actually spazzed out. Yep, there it is. I'm watching back the stream there, and it was spazzing out.
Oh, yeah, okay. It wobbled a bit.
I've got to be honest, I don't think I saw that.
I did. It did a really wobbly wobble.
Really
in a
wobbly.
wobbly sort of way.
Oh, T-Bone is asking a pre-grouping
Oh,
over the
yeah,
hills.
I've just seen that there, yeah.
It's not really pre-grouping over the hills, it's more in the revamped version of Over the Hills that
The history isn't going to be complete bullshit.
I'm not just
Yeah.
going to completely make it up as I go along like I do with most things I do. It's
Basically,
like we're going to set the scene a bit better.
yeah, what's happening is Reese is making
Actually
some
doing some
modifications
research.
to Over the Hills, and me and James are helping to make it more factually and historically correct.
And better
mean-
written, because
Shut
Yeah.
up, James.
There are limits with it being a fictional railway, but
Are there?
trying to make
Really?
sure- Well, no, there are no limits at all.
The only
Technically.
limit is your imagination, James.
Okay, well,
Your imagination and how far you can get in train sim before
I,
it breaks.
I dreamed a dream of trains gone by.
Oh.
Did they go by?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow. That's nice. The platform has got a yellow line even on the side where it doesn't have any track.
Well, that's because if you go off that side, you'll get run over by trees.
What,
Right.
you didn't know that?
Run over by trees.
You step out on the platform and then you go as all these trees go running by.
I see.
Right, so, mission for Train Simulator. Please can someone create a drivable tree?
Yes. Right away, driver!
If we have a drivable Simba,
Yes, we do, don't we?
Watenya, dabba dabba da, dabba. Hey man, hey. That was my Lion King impression, just so you were, in case you were wondering.
it was beautiful.
It was magnificent, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, I was going to tell you that I've actually been contracted to provide the theme music to the new remake of The Lion King, but I don't think you'll believe me.
I would be highly amused to see that.
Wouldn't it be
I've
funny
gotta be
if
honest.
you would?
Yeah.
Professionally made.
I would pay to see that happen.
Film.
You would have to do all of the music throughout the entire movie, all
Doing
completely on
music.
your own.
Yeah, just me and a microphone going "Hamanana, hamanana, hamanana, hamanana." It's a circle of life.
Oh my god! Oh no! I tell you what else you have to do. If you do that, you have to do the theme tune to Sid Meier's Civilization 5.
Oh,
because
no.
it's the Lord's Prayer in Swahili.
Oh, right. Okay.
And it's great. It's like a full orchestral thing with a big choir, and they're all white people, but they're singing Swahili, you know, as you do.
You know, it's not culturally insensitive in any way, is it? You know.
Right, they're not all white people, but you know, lots of them are, and absolutely no one knows what the words actually are. They just sing what they think the words are. So it's like.
That's basically how. That's basically how Welsh choirs work. People just look at the hymn sheet and just go, sounds about right.
Yeah.
Toledo Wales has actually asked a very good question there. He said, will the Pennine Valley Railway adopt colourful and fictional colour schemes like the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway did in the 70s? Well, actually, me and Sam have been talking about that.
And the reality is that there are no colourful colour schemes for them available to adopt. There are none currently at the shelter.
Nope. Basically, what every loco will be BR black.
Yeah.
Unlined BR black.
Because the shelter have run out of nice colour schemes for them to adopt.
We've gone through Beth Garrett. I can't remember what the next station is, but I think the next station is more or less like the Summit.
Pontypandy?
Pontypandy, yes. More cultural insensitivity from James there.
How is that culturally insensitive?
You're being racist against the Welsh again.
How is that racist?
Because it is.
Well, your mum's racist.
That is racist. My mum's actually half German.
Oh, well then she might well be racist.
Well, that's actually quite upsetting to say that, but...
See, by saying that is in itself racist.
It is.
What I said, not what you said.
Although
what you said could also be racist. What if everything's racist?
It is.
You're being
Everything
racist
is racist
towards racism.
That's racist, Sam, and you know it.
Yes, I do.
Do you know, I've been huffing and puffing up this big hill, but nothing.
Did you blow the house down?
I blew the house down. The engine house at the Severn Valley Railway.
I was going to say, the Severn Valley. All those nice locos.
This is like the steepest part of the line, and yet I have not even struggled on any part of this line.
It is a massive Garrett.
Yeah, but it's got 8 coaches. I would have thought it would have at least, taken a little bit of power. This thing is just like... It doesn't care. It's just like, come on, lads, let's go. Of course, it's South African, so, it's just like...
Well, yeah, the Garretts are rated for quite a large number of coaches.
Yeah, I think they could probably do 12 to 15 on a regular Welsh
Highland Railway. Obviously it's on the Festiniog rather than on the Welsh Highland, but the double fairlies will do like 12 coaches or something, I think.
Yeah, because they've got all their unique coaches, haven't they? They built all these themselves. And haven't they actually built a whole new set, loads of new breaks and coaches?
One of them has even been sold, as it's been deemed obsolete.
Yeah, they've been selling off a lot of narrow gauge coaches, haven't they?
I only know of the one that's gone that was number 100 or number 101 or something like that. That went to some narrow gauge railway of a different gauge, and they've put new bogies on it and refurbished it and whatever, and it's great.
Yeah, I was gonna say they've been making a new observation coach for Ravenglass.
Oh yeah, that's true as well.
That's something else they've been doing. I think they've got quite a good carriage works. Mind you, the Festiniog are pretty much self-contained, aren't they? They can do.
Yep. They're the only railway that has built the same type of engine in the same works over 3 centuries.
Yeah.
That's amazing when you think
the 1800s, the 1900s and the 2000s, they've built double fairlies at Boston Lodge.
I think that is incredible.
Yeah.
I know it's a commercial enterprise, but still, you have to admire the skill that goes into it.
Yeah.
And I do think that they ought to consider making even new stuff, but
new designs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's come up with some new designs. Get
now,
experimental.
I've got to admit, it would be something I would really, really love to see. I mean, just imagine think how much not just train sim, but train development has progressed, and imagine what they could do if they tried making a retro train, a new train, but to the standards.
The modern
You know,
day
modern
standards.
Day, yeah.
Yeah,
With
you know,
modern day
like-
engineering rather than recycling old stuff.
yeah. I mean, look at the boiler, for example. I mean, I'm sure they could come up with a more efficient boiler than the typical design.
Well, I think they're not using some kind of improved boiler design on James Spooner.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I would like to see all of the George Englands rebuilt. Is it like Welsh Pony as well, The only thing is I know it's with the
Isn't it Welsh
originals.
Pony being rebuilt at the moment?
I think so. Because what is it? Prince, Princess, Welsh Pony, and what's the other one? Palmerston. Palmerston. That's the
Yeah,
other one.
Palmerston, yeah.
Ooh.
I'd like
So,
to
you know-
see a new set of them. Build a brand new set.
Oh god. But the
This,
thing is, they're just not that powerful. Like, they don't tend to use them very much
No, I know.
because they're not that strong.
They're not particularly strong, but if you built like a new version, make them in a similar sort of style, but
You'd have to make them bigger, have a bigger boiler and
Yeah.
bigger.
think about it. They've got the saddle tank and they've got a tender. So what you could do is make the saddle tank slightly smaller and make the boiler bigger to run at a higher pressure.
Just going to interrupt quickly. While we're on the subject of Garretts with this live stream,
Yeah.
Trolley Fodder has just put an update in the voice code chat
Oh,
about a Garrett on the Puffin Billy Railway in Australia,
oh right.
which is currently undergoing restoration.
Very nice. I would like to see what's it called, 6029, the massive black Garrett in Australia.
Yeah,
That would just be amazing
yeah.
to see.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
it's an interesting railway system in Australia. It's a weird blend of American and UK stuff.
Yeah, because during the war and so on, they had stuff from both countries, and
Yeah.
they have several different gauges over there too.
Yeah, well, I think they had three main gauges, didn't they, for sort of main lines?
Yeah, they've got standard, broad, and cape, haven't they?
I think, yeah, there's like 3 foot something, which is the smaller one, then the standard
three-
gauge,
three
and
and a
then
half.
there's broad gauge. But then I think they have narrow gauges as well, which are all different too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they've got the 3.5 foot, which is cape gauge, which is used as main lines as well. Although I
Yeah.
think that's not massively common anymore. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they've got the standard gauge and the broad gauge as well, and then there's loads of other places like Puffing Billy that are of other gauges.
Golden
But the three-
Eagle sorry to interrupt you, lads.
Go
Golden Eagle Studios just said Prince only can pull 5 of the new bogie coaches that the Festiniog Railway has.
Yeah, it's not surprising. They tend to only really use them for like really short sort of trains, like charters and stuff, and sort of when they need like an assisting engine for a double fairly or something, and the book one has failed or something like that, so they chuck an England on instead.
See, I think there's a market for it, like a recreated vintage Victorian set, but in regular operation,
Yeah.
on like the really quiet days. So they could run more operating days in like the off-peak season with them and the vintage sets, and then on the high peak season running days, you got like these massive double fairlies with a million coaches on, They're the sort of workhorses, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I think I'm not far from Reed D.
Rid thee.
Rid thee. I rid thee of Welsh Highlandness. So, yeah, that was the climb. The real steep climb, which was actually not steep in any way. There was no steepness to that at all. I can remember going on this route just thinking how spectacular the scenery was. I can recommend anyone to do it. I would like to see Russell in Train Sim, yes, that is good. I would like to see that. Are they building a new double fairly? I'm not sure. They
Yeah,
did sort of
James
say...
Spooner.
Are they going to be using the parts from Isle of Marianne for that?
A very small number of them. Yeah, I think it's mainly just the power bogies.
I think
Hello,
it's
trolley
amazing.
fodder.
Hello.
Hey, our resident Aussie is in the call. How you doing, fella?
I've been summoned. Alright. How is everyone?
Good, thanks.
Not bad, not bad.
Can't complain. Nobody listens.
This Garrett looks amazing.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I was going to say, Jared, we finally found a narrow gauge loco that can handle the gradients of your route.
Could also be reskinned to be Australian.
Yes, it could. I think I've just gone over the top.
In fact, let's have a look. Puffin Billy.
It looks like it's just gonna be
Garrett.
black. So that's
Yeah.
easy.
Let's have a look. Is this... This isn't G42, is it? This is a different one.
No, it is the same type of Garrett.
Ah, right.
Exactly the same. Just modified to 2'6".
That's close enough. I'll just paint the whole thing black, why not?
If in doubt, paint it black.
Ooh.
Black.
Yeah.
Hey, I found a red one.
Oh, this looks so nice. It's just the only sort of shame is the distance that train sim will render. I wish they could sort of render a bit further.
Yeah.
Because, like, you look in the scenery in the background on the mountain, and it just disappears, which is just like,
I've just been sent an excellent photo by a friend of mine of the triple gauge yard in Gladstone, which has got the Cape gauge 3.5, standard gauge, and 5'3" broad gauge all in one place.
Ah, right.
On like multi-gauge track as well. I'll post a thing of it in voice call chat.
Oh, wow.
And for the benefit of Reese, you have the image on Facebook.
thank you, sir. Beaning. James Littlewood has sent a photo of his penis. Wait, what? No.
Oh god.
That's mad.
Wrong photo,
Wrong
James.
picture,
Wrong photo.
picture.
Now that gauge. Oh, that's a weird looking set of track. That.
I know, isn't it?
How long ago was that?
I would guess that's probably like
70s
mid
or 80s? or
70s,
something.
yeah.
It looks like 70s. I tell you what, one of my favourite video documentaries about steam is the one about 3801 going across the sub-Australian continent.
Yes.
That's just so
I think I know
good.
what you're talking about.
Like,
Is that, isn't that called When a Steam Train Passes or something like that?
no. That was also the same loco, but that was like a different thing.
Right.
But yeah, they was 3801 did a trip from Sydney to Perth. It's like a journey of 3,000 miles or something. And it was done in like 1970. You know, pretty much when the railway preservation movement in Britain was getting up and running.
Yeah.
They were already sort of doing challenges like that.
I'll tell you what, though. Imagine doing that route in train sim.
What, 3,000 miles across the desert?
Yeah.
It took them 7 days.
Yeah, well, 7-day live stream. The live streams are getting longer and longer.
Yeah, they are actually. We'll have to get like replacement crews to do an engine handover halfway through the live stream.
That'd be pretty
Well,
cool,
hey,
to be fair.
Said we were going to do it in shifts. I mean, sorted.
I think we're at read D.
Rid thee.
Rid thee. I rid thee of Welshisms.
So there you go. It's now the Angry Man Productions because Welshisms are no longer allowed.
Nope, no Welshisms.
Welcome to Angry Man Productions. Well, I mean, you'd need a new logo as well.
Angry man. Just a picture of my face going "Rrrr," or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can find a picture of that.
Talking of mean pictures, James saw your post earlier. I was like, oh god, I can't wait to see what you've done. But
I haven't cropped them yet. I was very stalky. To be honest, the only reason I did it was because I for whatever reason, I think I must have seen like a post of yours in AWP or something, and it suddenly made me think of this photo that I saw of you a little while ago, where you and Hannah were both pulling these brilliant faces, and I could remember the photo very vividly in my head because I've got a brain that can like remember stuff like that quite well.
You're like Sherlock Holmes.
And sure.
Mind pass.
So I was like, oh my god, I have to find this photo and I have to post it just because it looks hilarious, even if I only post Reese's face.
I was just gonna say, please don't post my wife.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do. With
I wasn't planning on posting her, to be
honest.
Yeah, so I tried to find the photo and I couldn't find it, but I was like, you know what? There's so many other photos that I can't really like not take this opportunity just to get loads of hilarious photos of Reese just looking like an absolute moron.
Awesome.
So I did. So they're all sat there on my phone waiting for me to crop it down just to being your awful looking face.
Oh god. I just love the fact that this Garrett will actually roll without any reg applied as well.
I think they got roller bearings.
Have they?
Pretty sure.
Ooh, fancy.
Get me some of them.
Gotta get me some rollers.
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 Now basically I can just let the fire die now because I'm downhill all the way to Carnarvon.
Mike says the photo that we saw of that yard is actually dated May 82.
Oh.
Mm. Mind you, Australia, the last steam locos to win in Australia were actually pretty late, weren't they?
It was like 1980, wasn't it, the last one?
It was, they had, I'm not going to remember the full name of it. I think it was a 10 class, I remember that much, but I can't remember what the full name is.
Richmond Vale.
Yeah, they did other stuff as well.
Yeah, like the SMR 10 class.
SMR,
my mate's got loads of. He's got several of them.
I've seen all his models.
There's several other people that own them. So there's like loads of different ones, and they've all got sound, and they're all sexy.
But it's interesting because it's of that class of loco. Every single member of that class has been preserved, not necessarily restored, but preserved.
That's very rare.
Yeah, that's incredibly rare. But also, they were the last steam locomotives to work revenue services as, you know, sort of standard day-to-day working engines in Australia. And they were a big thing about the last one because it was at the coal mines, and they tried, you know, shutting it down, and they went on a massive strike, and essentially they hijacked the engine.
Wow.
And hijacked the engine, and they kept it in steam and stuck with it for, I can't remember exactly how long, but it were a good few weeks. And they stuck with the engine, and they barricaded all the roads in and out of the barricaded the level crossing in and out of the coal mine.
Wow.
So they couldn't take it out by lorries.
Jeez.
So it was a really big protest. There's a good documentary on YouTube about it somewhere. I'll try to find a link and put it in the chat. But it's a really, really interesting story, you know, how they tried so much to, you know, preserve their way of life.
I mean, it is nice to see commitment like that, but at the same time, it shouldn't take having to barricade yourself in with a steam engine just to keep it from being cut up, you know?
Yeah. I think this is the video.
Somebody take these Maltesers away from me.
Okay, yoink.
Yeah, okay, but I'm still waiting for my mail order to turn up.
I'm sorry,
I didn't know you were
Sam.
man.
It crashed.
Again?
Yeah. These drone deliveries are not all they're cracked up to be. Well, actually, they did crack. It cracked someone's windscreen as it crashed on their car. But, you know.
Cracked up! But I don't have any cracks!
Okay, so
hey, Reese.
I see what you did there.
In the voice call chat, I've just put the link to that YouTube video I was talking about, set on the Richmond Vale Railway. But it's a really fascinating insight into industrial steam in Australia.
I think there was a video that you actually sent me once, Sam. I don't know whether it was you or Jared, actually. But it was...
It's probably the same one.
It was like a really long documentary about the Richmond Vale.
That's
Like,
probably it. Yeah,
right
it's about...
at the end of its life.
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's called Last Days of the Richmond Vale Railway.
I'm going to have to watch that, because I watched part of it, and it was amazing. You know, just
Yeah,
seeing
it's...
that all the locos that were built for that line survived for so long.
Yeah, it's a really nice video. But yeah, it's just interesting to see, you know, sort of the human stories behind the railways. Because, let's be honest, the locomotives are nice, but it's the people that keep them going.
Which is that's what I focus on in Over the Hills.
Yep. Well, we know you don't focus on historical accuracy. I mean,
Well, that was a little bit below the belt, you know. I'll just gloss over that, you know. But the thing is, though, it's
fine, I'm
like
helping you fix it.
Yeah, but it's like we're working on historical accuracy. We're gonna try and get it closer, but we have to remember, and everybody in the stream needs to know, it's not gonna be fact.
Railway.
It's a fictional railway. The fact that trains have faces is already, just in case you weren't aware, not true.
That's actually a lie.
You know, just in case you were wondering, or am I surrounded by people who actually think that trains really talk?
I'm surrounded by idiots.
They do talk and they do have faces.
Do you know, I would love to do that. Go to a heritage railway, just go up to the loco and just have like a full conversation with it. But not like pretend to talk to it, but just like an actual conversation. And not explain anything to any people around and just see how they react.
You know that film idea I was discussing to you?
Yeah.
I may have to incorporate that into it.
Well, you could just be talking to a train and everybody's like, what the hell?
Yep. Well, you know when he gets shipped off to the RAF base and he gets like horrifically bullied?
Yeah.
That could be a good place to put it.
Yeah. Are you going to mention sticking his willy in the vac bag at all?
Oh god. What was that, the Collect Goods or something, Reese, if I remember rightly?
Oh no! It was like this story I heard when I don't know whether Sam may have heard it at some point.
No, I told you about. No, I mean you told me about it ages ago. I just couldn't remember what loco it was supposed to
think
be.
it was something. It wasn't the Collect Goods. I think it was like at the South Devon, and someone got caught wanking over it in the yard.
Yeah,
Like,
I've heard many stories of vac bags.
Yeah, so we put his willy in the vat bag and just like.
So
How do you manage that though? Because it's got the star at the end.
Well, I guess
You've
you
got to have a
want
small
to-
dick, I suppose.
James, don't ask. We don't
James,
want to know.
love
We
will
don't
find
need
a
to
way.
know.
Love will always
Yeah,
find
really.
a way. Oh
So,
god.
ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do some Angry Welshman Productions research,
This is
how
gotta
does one
be,
stick their penis in a vacuum bag?
Go and find out. Actually, please don't find out because I will get in trouble. When people start turning up at Heritage Railways going, "Can I stick my willy in the vat bag?" And then it's like, oh god, no.
When I woke up this morning, this was not the conversation I thought I'd be having.
Well, you didn't,
well
you
imagine.
didn't anticipate joining one of my streams and talking about something normal. You know, that's
Yeah,
not.
come on,
That's
you-
not. It doesn't come up in regular conversation, does it?
No. Ooh,
Well, look,
Scottish
another
Sam is
person.
here. Sort of.
For a minute I thought you said sausage, Sam. I was like, what?
Sausage has arrived. Hello, sausage.
Sausage.
So
I
sick.
cannot speak due to I am a sausage. Sizzle.
Shizzle manizzle manizzle.
Mmm.
Shizzle manizzle mafizzle. What station is this? This is... Oh,
The station.
Snowdon.
Right.
This is
Where's
Snowdon,
Chris?
apparently. Where? Oh my god, stop. Brake, stump.
For a minute I just thought you were going to be like, where's Percy?
Percy doesn't live on the Welsh Highland Railway, James. Don't you know that?
Where's Where's Percy?
Someone's been watching Keeper of Porridge again.
The thing is, I actually haven't watched any kind of poop of anything for ages.
I literally downloaded all of them. And when I say downloaded, don't go, oh my god, you're copyright stealing and all that. No. I downloaded them because I go to sea. Well, I used to go to sea, and I could never get access to YouTube. So
naturally, the first thing you wanted was YouTube poops of talking trains.
literally, my hard drive has got about 1.2 terabytes of YouTube stuff. I probably should delete
1.1 terabytes of which is
porn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Except you can't get porn on YouTube.
Well, you can get something that resembles it, but it's, not really porn.
Is that how desperate you got?
Yes.
You can be bothered to just
James,
download
when you've
some
been on
torrents of porn.
when you've been on a floating tin box for 4 months, surrounded only by Filipino men, you'll get pretty desperate.
Desperate enough to do it with the Filipino men?
Yeah, but they get worn out very quickly,
Okay. I won't tell your wife.
No. There's no need to mention that.
By the way, if anyone wants to send a link to this video to Reese's wife,
There's no need for that. So I'll just quickly delete the link. I'll quickly delete the stream.
You mean the stream that you're still broadcasting?
I'll just quickly stop the stream and I'll delete said stream. Right. We're doing a production run of sausage wine today. Well, no, we've planted all our barley or whatever it is that we need. I don't even know what we're growing on our farm at the moment.
We're actually growing wheat, which unfortunately isn't going to be very useful for making alcoholic drinks.
No. Actually, we're growing wheat so we can swap it for whatever you need to make for wine, whatever it is.
Yeah, sure. We'll sell it and use the
Grapes.
money to buy barley instead.
I'm assuming, do you actually use barley to make wine? I don't even know how you make... I thought...
Grapes.
Not
Yeah,
wine. No,
use
wine is made
grapes.
with grapes.
Grapes and something else.
There are grapes.
Oh, I see what you did there. Product placement, ladies and gentlemen.
grapes.
Oh yeah, I probably should mention to everybody watching the stream, in the coming days I'm going to reopen the Angry Welshman Productions official merchandise shop. Because I've actually brought all the merchandise up north with me this time, 'cause I've just returned from Wales. So, yeah.
So if you want to buy some stupid tap with the Angry Welshman Productions logo on it, it's going to be your chance to do that very, very soon.
Yep, exactly. Spend your money and make me slightly less poor than I am now. You can help me pay my rent by buying merchandise.
Anyway, I gotta go to work, guys. See you
Okay.
later.
Alright,
See you later.
See you later,
Have
dude.
fun.
Be.
If at first you don't succeed, slap a stupid logo on something and sell it on Etsy.
Yes.
Mm.
And then if
Yeah,
that
it's
doesn't work,
amazing
go
how
cheat and
well That
win.
works.
I'm going to say, I'm going to try this narrow gauge Garrett on Jared's route, the Dufferin Lecky Railway. Maybe I'll actually be able to do the run in less than an hour of struggling for steam.
Yes.
I told you, take that Tom wrote Reese gonna send.
Yeah.
Did I send you that?
I think you did, but I can't remember. I'll double check.
I definitely sent you the coaches.
James has sent me the new Talyllyn Railway coaches that he's been working
Oh
on.
yeah, have you given them a try yet?
No, I haven't, but I need to.
I want to see what the textures are like for reskinning.
Oh, Green Arrow 4771 is asking, am I going to stream Farm Sim again? The answer is yes, we will. I don't know exactly when, but we will.
Wednesday.
Well, don't know. I haven't seen the TSW thing. The peaks. What's it called? The new route for TS.
Yeah, the
Leeds-
Pennines.
Leads
um,
to.
Yes, that's it, yeah.
with
was it?
the 47, the 45, and the 101 as well.
Yeah.
I'm
that's-
looking forward to it, but it didn't say that it's coming with any freight stuff. I don't think it is. So there's going to be no freight workings at all. Like, the 101 is great. You could do a lot with a 101. I love DMUs. But the Peak is awesome. The 47, meh, alright. We've had that how many times before now?
Once.
Well, like every reincarnation of Train Sim and Railworks and...
Well, yeah,
Rail
that's
Sim.
too.
You know, the Peak at least is this will be like the first sort of time it's been released as a game thing. But it's still not Steam. And if it's
Well,
not
the peak's in Train Sim already.
Yeah, but not in Train Sim World.
Yeah.
We're on about Train Sim World.
So yeah, but the 47's only been in TSW once.
Yeah, but it's coming again. It's being re-released.
Yeah, but it's only one extra time.
Yeah, but I can see exactly what's going to happen. Dovetail are going to release the same loco over and over again and say, "Look what we've made and added, just to make it look bigger."
It's nice they're doing something new, but I still maintain the same opinion that until they bring out Steam,
Not many
I'm
people
not going
will
to
be
buy it.
interested.
Well, they want to perfect the diesel and electric stuff before they do that. So you
Yeah.
might be waiting a while.
well,
Yeah, I
that's
know.
fine. I don't mind waiting, but I mean, for me, don't get me wrong. I happily enjoy taking out diesel and electric from time to time, but 90% of the time, everything I drive is Steam. And you know, I'm not going to buy a simulator just for diesel and electric.
It's a
That's
very sort of tricky
something
subject because it's always going to be circumstantial. It's always going to depend what you like as a person, as an individual player.
Yeah,
You know, so like what I like is Steam as well, but you know, we just have to have what we're given. But hey, you know, at least it's a step in the right direction.
that is true.
It's a step towards Steam, and there's a station here that I didn't even realise.
Sam, I've just seen your comment, and I'm gonna murder you.
I'll bring it on then.
Like,
Well,
how? Like, let's. I'm so insulted.
good. I hope it ruined your day.
You actually have.
Oh dear.
Good. Well,
Is Sam triggered?
I am
Good.
beyond triggered.
we.
Like, that is just. Bleh.
What is it? You have to describe because I can't see in Discord, I'm afraid.
You're saying I'm from Lancashire again.
Well, you are, aren't you? Time to trigger Sam.
Just because I live near the border.
Uh-oh.
No, that's worse.
L&Y triggering.
You're a hybrid.
Nah, I'm not quite that bad.
Toyota Prius.
There you go.
Hey,
You're,
James Ellison is in the chat. Why aren't you in Discord?
tell you what, Sam, I saw your terrier you did. With the Christmas lights on it.
Oh yeah, I forgot to stick that up. Why did I stick
How'd
that
you
up?
do that? How'd you do that? Was that just like... Explain.
Child objects. The terrier's a pretty old reskin I did. I need to revisit it and actually give it proper textures
What?
rather than just...
So it's like an actual physical like thing, it's not just like a painted on thing.
No, where did I stick it? I might have stuck it in...
We don't want to know where you stuck it. Hey, James is here.
Yeah,
How's it
I was
going?
on my secondary channel because I was uploading one of the
Dead Poachers
King
videos.
PUBG from last week.
Nice.
Yeah, my internet's not as fast as a lot of others, so I had to let it upload all day while I'm at work.
Oh, you put it in Train Sim. So
yeah, I found it. Yeah, so basically all the lights on it, I think, are from Game of Gnomes.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, the Game of Gnomes DLC.
Yeah, the Santa Special headboard is from the Chorus Railway, and it's just scaled up. And the reef on it, I think, is just a plain texture overlay on a 2D texture plane.
it is quite good.
But yeah, so
I
that's
wanna-
my...
I want to do
Plan.
some form of Christmas special.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
that's my planned Christmassy release.
I wanted to do some form of like Christmas special with like some form of thing from Game of Gnomes,
Yeah.
but I don't know what to do. Like maybe have Ian pulling the train of presents or something. I don't know.
What you need is Super Pug.
Super Pug, yes.
Which is the
Smoky Joe.
which is the Christmas add-on
Smoky
which has
Joe.
inside of the house?
Oh,
That's Game of Gnomes, isn't it? No,
yeah, I
no.
think it is.
Sorry, no, it's not. That's got the Garden Railway.
Yeah, Game of Gnomes is the Garden
Was it Polar
Railway.
Express or something like that? It was.
Yeah.
Like-
Anyway, the one inside the house. Try taking the Super Pug on that as a like a model railway. I've tried it and it's absolutely brilliant fun.
Nice. There is
It's-
actually in the workshop. There's the model railway table.
Yeah, I've got that as
Yeah.
well, I think.
I can't seem to make it work. I have so many assets missing. I don't know why.
Well, to be honest, I think it was built by Matt Pedleston because it's his layout.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. And well,
Right.
obviously, it was dovetailed. So.
Quick
With
side
all the
note.
assets.
On Crazy Ink Productions channel, for anyone who is interested, Dead Poacher Society episode 5 is now live.
Scumbag, promoting your own channel in my live stream. How dare you? Wait, I'm part of the
Shameless
Dead
plug.
Poachers. Oh my god. Yeah, Dead Poacher Society, ladies and gents. I think
It's
I'm
for
approaching
poachers
Dinners.
that are no longer alive.
No, I'm not. Apparently, I'm still a long way from Dinners.
Dunno.
Dinners. I think that's where the original Welsh Highland Railway ended. I do find it amazing that the Welsh Highland Railway actually came to be in the first place, because it was built very late. It wasn't built till like 1923, I think. You know, it seems surprising that a railway, especially a narrow gauge one, would have been opened that late. You know. Or am I just talking complete bollocks there?
No, I think... No, you're speaking good. I mean, a lot of people don't realise quite how early most of the railways in this country were actually built.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there wasn't, you know... It's quite a long time ago. Yeah, it was really still the Victorian age when railway development in terms of the actual tracks themselves was at its peak.
Yeah. I think
Well, what was the Welsh
18,
Highland?
1898 was like the sort of last main line that was built, wasn't it? Like the last transport works order was issued for a main line.
I'm not entirely sure, but certainly from a freight side, you know, it was the main industry, the main need for railways was definitely still, you know, 1900 onwards. It was, the demand just wasn't quite the same, and everything had already been made that needed to be.
Yeah.
You know, it was this massive rush of expansion, and then suddenly there was no need for any more expansion.
Meh.
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 Oh yeah. Did anyone hear that?
Disgusting.
I know. I thought it was beautiful actually, but alright. I love the whistle on this Garrett.
Does it go chew?
It does. And it goes choo choo.
Oh. What is it, like a standard locomotive whistle, or what is it?
No, it's custom sounds.
See, what I want is I want a locomotive with the voiceover of "Peep Peep," said Thomas, and it's got to have the said Thomas then.
In the voice of Ringo Starr.
Literally just an extract from one of the Thomas episodes.
I just love the fact that when he was in the Beatles, Ringo Starr, he was just taking the piss out of so much.
Yep.
Somebody turned around and said, "Is he the best drummer in the world?" And like John Lennon, I think, said he's not even the best drummer in the Beatles.
Yeah.
I thought that was brilliant.
I've heard that before. It's such a good roast. Right, let's close Train Simulator because I've got absolutely nowhere with that tonight.
Oh,
You've not achieved anything.
disgrace.
It's literally taken me 2 hours to write an email that's about 5 lines long.
Oh dear. I have days like that.
It's all your fault as well.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Nah, it's all your fault for live streaming.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Just, I was going to have such a productive evening. Gonna get so much done.
I have days like that where I get up from bed and I'm like, right, I'm going to do all this and blah, 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 blah. And it's like by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm sat there eating a pizza, just like, yeah, I can't be bothered.
See, whenever I have days like that, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm still in bed going, yeah, I'm gonna get up and do stuff. And it's only sort of when I realise that the time to get up and do stuff is gone and it's now time to get back into bed and do nothing that I realise I fucked up.
There's so many whistle boards.
Yeah, but if you like the whistle.
Why do I have a red signal? It's now yellow. What station is this? Warnfer.
Because they have no green bulbs.
They ran out of green oil. Green lantern oil. Oh, talking of lantern oil.
Green blinker fluid.
Do you know what a film I saw last night?
Green Lantern?
No. Actually, funnily, that would have been more funny. But, no. The film, was it The Heart of the Sea? The one with the guy about Moby Dick, basically.
Oh, okay.
Well, it wasn't actually
about Dick, honestly.
Yes, I've been watching a few movies about Dick lately. Moby
No
or
comment.
otherwise.
With your Filipino crewman.
Yep. You know, it's his turn in the barrel, you know.
So...
Anyway. More of Reese's sea shanties coming up next week.
Next week? Have we really got to wait that long?
Yes.
Oh.
I gotta pull forward a bit. Brakes on, dump, bang. There we go. Well, I'm not blowing off that much anymore, but probably should fire this thing a bit better.
Oh, I don't have to worry about the fire now, it's all downhill from here.
I'm not famously quoted for saying that. That specific, that very specific set of words.
You're quite right, because you're not famously quoted for it at all. You're pretty...
You're not famous.
You know, yeah.
Oh! Well. Well. It's 75 people that disagree with you.
Sad but true!
Someone's been listening to Metallica.
Except I haven't actually listened to Metallica for ages, but I know you like them, so I thought I'd...
There might be 75 people that, you know, disagree, but the others who've leftly stream may agree.
Well, your face agrees.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where we're going from this. I'm gonna head off.
Oh, bye then.
Oh, okay, bye.
Oh, okay. Apparently my request to pass the signal ahead has been denied, so I've just gone past it.
Whenever you get a request denied, it normally means the points are set wrong somewhere, or you're going to crash and derail.
It's okay, I just went past the red signal and it was fine.
So I'm just waiting for that oh shit moment now.
No, that'll never happen.
5 minutes
Bang,
later.
bang, bang. As the
5 minutes later.
As the forward bogey comes careening off the track. I really would have loved to have seen in Train Sim World that you could simulate like damage to the loco. Like if you crash into the buffers, you actually like crumple the buffers in and.
Like in Forza or GTA.
Well, yeah, it doesn't have to be like excessive, you know. Just simulate damage.
Oh, I don't know. I think it would be funny to try and total an engine.
It would be hilarious.
How much cosmetic damage can you give an engine in Train Sim?
The thing is, at the end of the day, it's a simulator, so why shouldn't you simulate damage, you know?
Well, the thing is, I think they like want to avoid the whole like fucking train crash simulator shit, you know. Like the videos of people crashing trains in MSTS and stuff always used to be really popular because of the way that they behaved. It's like just ridiculous. Like you'd get them flying like miles away and stuff. It's quite funny, and I think like having realistic crashes and stuff with damage and things would just become like the same thing. And like the you know, all the companies getting the fucking brand deals and stuff with them will be like, well, we don't want our trains to be able to be crashed and put on YouTube, you know, because I mean. You can kind of understand it, like fucking, you know, put a video up, or like crashing a Great Western train, blah 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 blah, or just like You know, someone
it's
fucking.
not
all
really
it takes
good
is
for
one
business, is it?
idiot, and then that just completely ruins everything.
And let's be honest, in the train sim community, it wouldn't take long.
No.
Yeah, but I totally wouldn't completely make a whole channel devoted to it.
Yes, I wonder who may be immature enough to do that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think the best thing is you wouldn't even need to do it deliberately.
No, it just happens
I mean,
naturally.
Not
To
like
be
a
fair,
bit
I don't crash anywhere near as much as I used to.
That's true, but I mean, you've had plenty of experience.
Yeah. But 99% of the crashes that I've done are actually intentional. For the video.
Not in PUBG, they're not.
Hey, come on. PUBG is different.
Yeah, you can't drive.
I've got
Oh my
video
God.
evidence of me
Me and
actually...
Rob had a total abortion today in one of the games.
Did you?
We were on a motorbike, and I was driving, and I hate motorbikes in
yeah,
PUBG.
They are AIDS.
You get like the slightest sort of like, just like one piece of gravel on the ground or something, just the tiniest bit, and it like launches you up into the air, and you do like a 3,000-degree roll in multiple different axes.
Like when you try and couple up to a train while your buffers are inside each other.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So we were going along, and it was quite a bumpy ride, and he was, you know, jokingly moaning about my driving and stuff, because we were driving over like rough terrain and things on a motorbike, and it's a road bike, you know, it's not a dirt bike or thing, so it's really not made for that.
Yeah.
And we were going along, we're driving through these open fields, and then we get shot at from these buildings, and the guy actually hits me as I'm driving, and he takes my health down to about half. And we're like, no, go. So we carry on as fast as we can just to get away. We don't get hit again. We're driving along, we're like, oh, you know, glad we made it, sort of thing, and we're okay. We're going over these hills and, you know, launching ourselves really far in the air and everything, and it's crazy. We're going along. Then suddenly I don't see this massive, like, dip coming, and we're like, oh no, we're gonna crash, but it's fine. So we think, okay, we're on the normal ground now, everything's alright, we'll be fine. We're just driving along, la. There's no bump in the road or anything like that, there's no bumps on the ground or rocks or anything. Just all of a sudden, for absolutely no reason, we get launched in the air, we do like 10 barrel rolls in many different directions, and we both die.
Yep.
Just from the damage of landing on the ground, having been going at like 100 miles an hour on this bike.
That is pretty
We'd spent like
PUBG.
10 minutes doing looting and everything.
Oh. Yeah, I hate it when that happens. When you loot, you get really good stuff, and then you die
just
like
die
for
to
no
most
reason. Yeah.
shit.
There was a game me and John played like that, and we got really good stuff. We went zooming along on this motorbike, and I started to go across this bridge. And as we got onto the bridge, for some reason, we just rolled over the front handlebar.
Oh god.
And it was just like, why? Why on? I've got it on video as well. It's just like, why on earth would it react like that? It was just.
Yeah, well, they say like the fixed PUBG thing was a massive success, so I'm hoping they're gonna like improve the motorbike driving.
Yeah.
I know at the end of the day, driving a motorbike really fast over rough terrain should be difficult and it should be dangerous, but for it to like randomly just throw you off or, you know, do rolls and stuff when you're not even like you know, not even driving over rough terrain or anything like that, just for it to randomly just decide, no, you're not going to be on top of me anymore, is just like, no.
No, I want to be on top now.
Oh, there's a
Oh,
request
Daddy.
stop. Oh, dear.
You're a request stop.
Ah.
I request that you please stop.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna stop at this request stop for you.
No, just stop.
Or just dump the brakes and just stop.
Yeah, that's it. Just stop immediately and go home.
Okay.
Home time.
Someone
Just-
has literally put a comment saying, how do you get a loco like that? Well,
Well,
if you actually look in the description, in the video description, It actually tells you.
Oh, he has no eyes. That's why.
Oh, he's got no eyes.
Hmm.
That's my mistake. You know, I should understand that not everyone has eyes.
Exactly.
You know.
We're privileged.
This political age that we live in.
Exactly. Yes.
Dump the brakes. I'm not sure if it's this bit, which is oh, maybe it's from Dinas or Dinas, however you pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's not as though I'm from Wales or anything.
I was gonna say, if you can't pronounce it, what makes you think anyone else in this chat has a better chance?
Well, North Wales compared to South Wales is like a totally different country. You know, we're complete opposites. It's like chalk and cheese.
They have hills and you don't?
It's like well, we do have hills. We got bigger hills than they have, with exception to Snowdon.
We've got bigger hills than them, you know, except for that mountain.
Except for that one big one. You know, but like basically, you know, like everybody calls Welsh people sheep shaggers. Well, basically, people from South Wales call people from North Wales sheep shaggers.
And people from North Wales call people from South Wales.
Wankers.
And people from everywhere in the world call everyone in Wales.
I didn't get the right away from the guard, but I don't care.
Terrible.
I'm in my South African loco. Do you think I probably should make a character with this and give him a South African accent?
Elon Musk.
Oh boy.
I should call him Fricky, and he should be from Rhodesia in South Africa. That was very specific, I do realise. Completely, completely not based on a South African that I actually know. But, yeah. Oh, that is an uber good screenshot there. I've been taking screenshots again. Although I can actually take screenshots in Train Sim without losing my train. So that's good. I'm going to have to add an AWP face at some point to this loco.
Now...
Red alert!
That's going to be easier said than done on account of the fact the loco doesn't have particularly much spare space for a face.
Oh no, I just meant I'd add it as a scenic object, just place it in front of the... Oh crap! There's actually looking at
of adding bases. I'm going to pester you to actually try it again.
I probably should at some point. Yeah, I will. Do you know what? This week I really will try it. I know I've been saying that every week since about August, but you know I will try and do it this week.
But hey, about the what little I was talking about with the bikes on PUBG. The next episode that I'll be uploading on my channel, on my second channel, will be about that little mishap that he and I had.
You and your plugs, James, honestly.
What?
Terrible.
The Garrett
Plugging on
already
channel.
has a face. People from North Wales, people call people in the south Huntus. Okay, I have no idea what Huntus means. It sounds like hummus. Is that Welsh for hummus?
I don't know, I don't speak Welsh.
It's sad to see that there's only one of those locos left. What do you mean? There's 3 of them on the Welsh Highland.
I swear Pete Warman owns one of them.
Does he?
Because he opened it and, you know, went and bought one because he's, you know, got loads of money.
How many?
Yeah, I swear he does, yeah.
There is a number of these South African Garretts in the UK, but there's only 3 of them actually on the Welsh Highland. Actually, I think there's 4, and one of them is like having a total rebuild right now because it was bigger. There's one of them. There's the 3 which have been restored already and have run, but then there's one which was actually bigger than all 3 of them, and it had to have loads of work done for it to actually run.
Yeah.
Because I think
There's
the gauge
also,
conversion was a real big job.
Yeah, I think there's also a standard gauge Garrett in this country somewhere.
It was at Bressingham,
Yes.
I think.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
it's a little industrial loco.
It worked at Cardiff Funnily enough, if it's one I'm thinking of, it's based in down this steel recycling sort of facility in Cardiff, down the docks. But then I don't know what happened to it after that, but it ended up going to probably a coal mine or something.
Here it is. Let's see if we can find some information about it.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that one was based in Cardiff.
William Francis. I think it's at the
That's it.
Manchester Museum of Science and Industry.
Oh, is
apparently.
it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll put a picture of it in the voice call chat on Discord, and for your benefit, Reese, I'll send you it on Facebook as well.
Yeah, I know where it looks like. Yeah, there's also the K1. That's right, the K1 is also on the Welsh Highland. I've seen that. It was out of ticket, being dragged by a diesel, but they stopped. We were on a return trip from Carnarvon. They stopped us. I think it was Warnfer, and they stuck this K1 on the back just to take it to Porthmadog to go to Boston Lodge Works. So we had to drag this bloody K1 along, and I did.
Bit bigger than the K1.
Like, it would have been awesome. They put it on the back, and I did ask the guard, it would be a dead loco. I said, can I just go and have a cab ride, in the K1? And they were like, no, you can't. I was like, oh. So that would have been so nice to have had a cab ride. I know it's a dead loco, but I'd have totally been on with my hand on the regulator the whole way, going chuff, 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 chuff.
Power!
Playing trains. I spent most of my childhood doing that. In Newport Town Centre, there used to be a little Andrew Barclay that was put in a car park, and it was there for years, just as like a statue. And they removed it to build an extension to the car park. It's actually preserved now. Forester, I think it is. But for years, I used to climb on it and just like sit in the cab and pretend I was shunting. Real sad times, I know. And you guys have left me in awkward silence again.
What? No, we'd never do that.
Nah, of course not. Look side to side.
I think this is Dinas. Yeah, this is Dinas.
InstaSim says that you are shamed for all the constant name pronouncing, Reese.
For all the what? For the...
Mispronouncing the station names and so forth.
I'm assuming that InstaSim is from North Wales. If he is, he's a sheep shagger. Shots fired!
So,
Race guard or something.
Information about this Garrett then.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Let's try and summarise it. It's a Bayer Peacock Garrett. It's owned by Mr. J.R. Price and is on permanent loan to Bressingham Steam Museum. And it's the last surviving standard gauge Garrett in the country.
Wow.
Ooh.
It's actually a fairly pretty looking thing as well. Not sure about the brown though.
Brown.
Rune.
To be honest, I think that colour is like faded quite heavily.
Yeah, it's.
If you look at the
supposed to be more of sort of a tangerine colour.
Like if you look at, it might be something like if you know what the Weems tanks look like they're like a chocolate, like a light chocolate brown.
Yeah.
Or like the Keith Lee's pannier tank, the Railway Children one, I think that colour. Yeah, that's what I'm on about.
Well, I've made it to Dinas. There's no sign of any locos in the sheds. So I'm assuming this was the end of the original Welsh Highland Railway. I think the rest of it is, or it would have been standard gauge. Because they rebuilt it on the track bed of the old LN... Was it either Great Western or LNWR line? Someone in the chat might have a bit more history about it.
Does the Welsh Highland actually use like colour aspects?
No.
I thought I was like
That's
a bit modern.
No, this is limitation of train sim, I think.
No, fair enough. No, I was wondering. I was like, hold on a second.
It would be really nice if somebody made the proper signal assets, but I imagine it would be really complicated.
Well, the lower quadrant signals are.
No, they're like these weird disc things.
Oh, I've not been to this, so I haven't.
They're like really quite strange. I've only ever seen them on the Festiniog and Welsh Highland Railway.
Or like ground signals, like dollies, so you can get points. But
No, they're up on a post, but oh, that's why it was a red signal. They're up on a post. I'll have to find a picture of it, but they're like big round red discs, and they sort of spin.
all right.
They're
What
quite
from like
bizarre.
right to left?
I'm not sure actually, if I'm honest. Oh, 10 mile an hour speed limit. Whoops. Yeah, LNWR line from Avon Wen to Bangor via Carnarvon. That's the route. And then
You know.
I think it came up to Dinas, and then that's where it met the Welsh Highland, or what would have been the Welsh Highland, or later become the Welsh Highland. Yeah, the LNWR are quite a strong presence in North Wales.
Big company. Quite a big company with the LNWR.
They had, I
Yeah.
was saying Sam earlier to other Sam. So now we need Sam 1.0 and Sam 2.0.
Well,
So
we've got
Englishman,
Yorkshire, we've got
Scotsman.
Yorkshire Sam and Scottish Sam.
Yorkshire Sam,
North
Scottish
Scottish.
Sam. Yeah. Alright, so I was
Like-
telling Yorkshire Sam about this book I've got about like little railways in the old days, and it's the one about the LNWR routes in South Wales, like the Abergavenny and Merthyr line. And it's quite surprising that even deep in Great Western Territory, there was still quite a lot of London and North Western presence in some of the valleys as well.
Like you look at how the LNWR, especially in like the grouping days, how many of the older types were still in service. Like you look at the you call them Prince of, what do you call them? I don't recall one, but you got. Yeah, I think they call Prince of Wales class or something, I don't know. But all these older classes didn't last until like the early 30s, but they still were a presence until like the Jubilees were about anyway, I know that.
Yeah. It's a shame
So,
that not more
quite good.
LNWR stuff survived. I think, was it Hardwick survived?
Well, I think if I remember correctly, London North Western was the biggest contributor to the LMS. I think.
Yeah, it would
It
have been.
was.
How many
Um,
companies were merged
so-
into the LMS? It was Midland,
Oh, God.
LNWR, the Caledonian,
Yes. Caledonian, Highland,
Highland.
Glasgow Southwestern.
The Midland.
Was the Central Great Central was
No, it's
LNER.
Great
LNER.
Central
Yeah.
was LNER. Yeah. I think a lot. It's.
Midland.
I think Midland and LNWR were sort of the main two.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's lots of smaller companies as well that were observed.
Well, I think we're making our sort of final run now down into Carnarvon. I think we've been running. It's got to be at least 2 hours now. So and I've been making
Not nearly long enough.
making fairly good speed as well. I've not been hanging around, and it's still taken almost 2 hours. And there's another request stop. Dump the brakes. Probably would have been quicker if I hadn't stopped at every single request stop as well.
I was gonna say the point of a request stop is that you stop when requested. You don't have to stop every time.
Well, what if I like stopping, Sam? What if I like stopping? I provide
Dump
a
the
public
brakes and
service.
throw the-
That's okay, but
I provide a public service to my commuters.
do you?
Well, when I can be bothered. When it's convenient for me. Come on, I got people to see. I've got sausages to harvest. We're going to Carnarvon to make a sausage deal for the Pennoy Valley Railway.
Question is, will it work?
Yeah, it will. Of course it will. Right away, driver!
Right away, mate.
I love this Garrett. I'm sorry, lads, but I'm going to have to reboot Over the Hills. All characters will be Garratts. Narrow gauged. We're going to have to build a 2 foot 3 inch gauge line. No, it's 1 foot
Do you
9
know
inch,
what?
sorry. In South Wales.
Give me like a few days or weeks or months, probably days or weeks, and I will be able to convert the S-weight branch into narrow gauge.
Nice. That would be amazing. Narrow gauge S-wave branch. That would actually, thinking about it, that would
It'd
actually
be a massive line for narrow gauge, but it's doable.
That would be amazing to rebuild, like Brecon Mountain Railway style. Rebuild the S-wave branch, but in narrow gauge.
Well, all
Running
that
with
would be needed
Garretts.
is, in RS bin tools, all you'd need to do is just swap out all the existing track for narrow gauge track.
Well, the alignment would be wrong with all the platforms. You'd have to redo all the platforms.
Yeah, you'd have to move all the platforms a bit, but the actual track itself would all be there.
It would actually look really good. I don't think that the chap who made it, Mr. Robert McGregor, would be quite happy, but yeah, you know, we can't all be happy. Plus, he made such a fabulous route. It is S-Wave is one of the best lines out there.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I want to go back up to North Wales and do this Welsh Highland, but I want to cycle on this part from Dinas to Carnarvon. Bring my bike up and then cycle along the track.
Bikeries.
I used to cycle a lot. I used to cycle the whole old railway track beds, especially in South Wales where I couldn't get very far without money. All the old railways have been converted to cycle tracks. I used to go and cycle them. But of course in South Wales it takes you about 2.5 hours to cycle up to the peak, and it's about 20 minutes back down because it's so steep.
Yeah.
Although I've nearly committed suicide a few times on these cycle trips that I've done. If you go... I don't know whether you know South Wales at all. You probably don't know it very well. But if you go up to Blaenavon and then you go down this really steep hill into Abergavenny, basically they had to build a railway that went all the way round, and it was about 25 miles to bypass it because this hill was so steep. There was no way that they could build a railway that would actually go anywhere close to it. In fact, you probably know the line. It was the Brecon and Merthyr, and it ran up the Clydach Valley from Abergavenny. It's stupidly steep. Midland territory, using these massive LMS 082 tank engines, and they were hauling the heavy freight stuff. I found a picture the other day, and they're just obscene. They're basically like 4200s, but with LMS painted on the side.
Sounds good to me.
Google for this.
Yeah, have a look on Google.
To be honest, you couldn't turn into a vlogging series. Reese rides his bike at the Welsh Highland.
Yeah, that would be quite good. I've got a GoPro camera, so I could just attach a GoPro camera to my head.
Sorted.
Oh, we're almost at Carnarvon, lads.
She said there were 080 tank engines.
Or were they 082s? Oh, I farted. I might have followed through this time. Shit. It's a good thing that we're almost at Carnarvon.
I mean, what?
I did actually do that. Has James Littlewood gone?
He's still muted.
He's muted, it's fine. He's not listening.
Okay. He's not listening. That's fine. I don't mind. I was just wondering. We're almost done anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can
I
find.
did just see the castle.
Ooh. Well, that's a big one. Let's stick that in the voice call chat.
Yeah, if you're looking at the one I
Here's Leslie.
It was just these absolutely enormous tank engines. They were just huge.
I'll drop you it as a message on Facebook so you can actually see it.
Let's see. Did you get
And
the right
see
one?
if that's the one.
Oh, that's the K1. That's beautiful. No, it's not. That's the Garrett.
Yeah. That's the standard gauge Garrett.
Oh, that's
that
nice.
is the London North Western thing.
Ooh.
Basically just looks like a tank engine version of a Super D.
That's it. Yeah, it's based. That's exactly the one. I was reading in that book I've got, and it said there was like 30 of them based at Abergavenny Junction shed.
Yeah.
There was like loads of coal tanks and loads of them for work in the Brecon and Merthyr, but up the Clydach Valley. I'm probably going way too fast into Carnarvon here.
Suddenly, explosions.
And suddenly, Reese rips off the rails.
Carnarvon
Hooray.
Castle. Originally the centre point of civilization and democracy in Wales. Soon invaded by
Nice.
England.
Civilization? What?
Apparently we have civilization now, James. There we go. We've made it to Carnarvon, everyone.
Oh no.
Suddenly,
Pineapples. This does not help. This is actually a really nice replica of... So, yeah, I basically run the Welsh Highland route one way. I would like to do another live stream one day where I do, like, a return journey. I don't know if I can be asked to do a return journey today, if I'm honest.
should try it as some form of race or challenge at some point.
I suppose I could carry on and do a return journey, but we've already been streaming for 2 hours.
Yeah, we're gonna say if you do, I'd have to drop off and go to bed.
Yeah.
That's nowhere near. That's nowhere near as long as we've done before, though. So
True.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to carry on tonight. What I am going to do is I'm going to open the world editor and let's see if I can find these faces. I think they're in AWP.
See if you can find the
yeah.
instructions on how to install them as well.
I've got them.
and suddenly he deletes them.
Yep, just deleted them. Whoops. Right, let's see. I think they're in benches. AWP class 37 face. Because we're going to need to give it...
No.
Oh, actually, we'll do the class 30... No, class 47.
See, it'll be challenging because of the amount of stuff on the front of the loco. You could stick it on, like, the top of it, on top of the water tank.
Well, I'm going to just have a play. Let's see if we can just mess around and...
Oh, I
get it
keep
on.
forgetting they don't have eyes.
Some of them don't have eyes. The eyes are like a separate thing,
Yeah,
which is quite annoying, but yeah.
it's quite terrifying as well.
Terrifying.
Terrifying.
7.
I see what you accidentally did there.
Well, that looks horrendous. Gonna have to bring it forward just to position it there. How does that look? Oh god, that looks even worse. Oh good god, that actually... Oh my god.
So, you know when I said it probably won't work because of all the stuff on the engine?
Yeah, you may have had a point.
Yeah. I mean, you'd be able to fit a circular one on the smoke box, but then the issue is, like, your poor Garrett would just be stuck there, only ever seeing its own rear end.
I'm just gonna take some screenies of it. It's only a child object, so I'm gonna just take some screenies of it.
The Garrett looks absolutely horrified.
It does.
It's like, oh my god, what have you done to me?
What have you done to me? I am in so much pain! There is actually like a big compressor thing sticking into his chin.
Pacemaker.
I might have to make this the screenshot for the video. This is... What's his name? What's the character's name? We should give him a name.
Let's go for Terry because he's terrified.
Terry the Terrified Garrett. And he's
He
from
looks upset.
South Africa. South Africa!
Ah, yes,
Terry the Terrified South African.
That well-known South African name.
Elon.
I think we'll have to... let's try a different face, World Editor.
Now, my question is he actually South African or is he English-built, exported to South Africa and brought back again?
I think that one.
Be careful you don't make the engine the Quasimodo of locomotives.
Too late. This is happening. I'm giving him City of True Rose face.
Oh lord.
What, moustache?
Yeah.
I mustache
A
you a
mustache you a
question, but I'll
question.
shave it for later.
Oh god, that must be a horrible life.
What's scary is Sam
Like-
and I just said it about the same time, although he went further than my simple thing.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you've got to complete the joke.
Well, I
Can
Haven't
you
heard the-
imagine? Can you imagine being that loco and only ever seeing your own?
He
rear
looks
end for
depressed.
your
He looks
entire
depressed.
life? Can you blame him?
Well, tell you what, no. To be honest, we just get mount him on a plaque so the face above the chimney.
Pen Dennis Castle has it right. I can't see a thing.
No, it'd be okay, right? Just give him a set of like periscopes.
Terry was terrified. Terry could not see where he was
doing
going.
something really
Huh?
bad.
Do you know what? You need to give him 3 faces, one
my
on
God.
each end and one on the boiler.
Oh,
Something's happened to my Garrett.
What you did is you forgot that the water tank, the boiler, and the coal bunker are all 3 different locos on the bar. So what you've just done is you've just disconnected your water tank
Yeah.
oh
and
no!
you know half of your motion.
You can see now.
Nope, he still can't see. You've just slowly pulled his face off.
You killed him, you murderer.
You've just pulled an engine in half, Reese.
I know there's Shed 17 happening here.
Do you know what?
He's just pulled his own face off.
If anyone has any video
Rip your
editing
face off.
software and can add on, you know, some nice blood splatters, please feel free to.
Definitely. Right, we need to figure out a way to put a face on this engine. I'm not going to be defeated by this.
You could stick like one on the side of his like water tank maybe, but
No, I'll tell you what, make a small one and put it on the lamp. The front.
Put it on the lamp.
that'd
Yeah.
be pretty comical, but it could work.
Yeah.
Scale it down
Do
and stick it on
little
there.
face. Little squeaky voice.
Okay, I'm going to do this.
Give him a really happy face. He's happy. You've got one.
Give him a really happy face, but use the red eyes. Make him look high.
This
Now
is
put the face on
happening.
the side.
I'm expecting great things from this.
I'm expecting death from this.
There we
I
go.
wonder what happens if you turn the light on the loco.
You
Like, will
can't.
his face start glowing? Aww.
The lamp is already on.
Perfect. Just,
Oh god.
it's just perfect. He
I've seen some beautiful things in my time.
is beautiful.
I'm taking so many screenshots.
What a pretty little boy.
I'm just going to post this in some group and just be like, "What- can anyone see what's wrong with this picture?"
What a beautiful little man.
I
Terry,
think
you are lovely.
I think I broke my Garrett.
Does my Garrett look big in this? That's what this
His
video
face
should be
lit
called.
up with excitement.
Does this face make my water tanks look big?
Anyway, we've made. So I'm gonna have a little look around Carnarvon just before we leave, and that's that. So yep. Yeah, it's quite pretty town.
Well, we can certainly say one thing. You cheer him up, his face will definitely light up.
Oh,
Oh,
leave James.
yeah, get out.
Terrible jokes. That's actually.
In AWP
I
tradition,
blame-
we have to
I blame Mark Horner.
uncouple and run around.
Reese, you've already tried that. You uncoupled him and pulled him in half. Is it really wise to try again?
Dunk. Oh my god!
Yeah, it,
I gotta get a screenshot quick.
So,
That went
we're
well.
about,
What
happened?
All
we're
right.
about to witness
Yeah,
a
you're
derail-
about to witness it. So, yeah, I think I'll stop streaming there. Thank you for
Oh,
watching,
good
everyone,
lord.
and goodbye.
Yeah.